Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football. We discussing it all. On and off the field. You know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent. You need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin'. Let's go.
Yo, I can listen to that theme all day, bro.
Yeah, it's just fire. It's still flames. I might run it back later. I might run it back. That joint is still fire. Shout out to Cuddy Cut Right on the track. Man, this is tough. All right, so what's good, everybody? And listen, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if it's the intro, but Dave, we be having like almost 100 people in, but we usually never have that many people at the start of a show. I think they just want to see the intro.
Look, man, that's what matters, man. Look, the clicks still count, whether you do it before, in between, after. We take all the views.
Facts,
but the intro is fire, though. So y'all should be here for the intro anyway.
Intro is fire. All right, so Dave, it's a lot to talk about. Low key, it's a lot to talk about. So before we get into that though, how was your weekend, Dave? I know it's cold as shit up there. But
bro, I don't want to talk about my weekend, man. We got 2 feet of snow up here. Do I really want to talk about my weekend? Do you really want to have this discussion?
Dave, I keep telling you got to move, fam.
Convince the wife, bro. That's all it takes at this point. So Friday, I worked. I came home, did some last minute shopping. No bread or milk in sight. The snow started Friday night. And we got a rate about 2 to 3 inches per hour all day Saturday. I got close to 2 feet. Close to 2 feet.
You can keep that, dog.
Close to 2 feet. And my daughter, I think I lost my daughter temporarily too, because when I told her that she had to come out and help me shovel, because you see the strategy when it comes to this snow, man, some people wait till it's all done and then come out. Nah, you got to go up in there halfway and get started. Facts. And hope and pray that the wind doesn't get bad. Because the thing was, like, we on top of the fact that it was so much snow happening 2 to 3 inches an hour, the wind was between 40 to 50 miles per hour. So then the snow would come back in your face. You know what I'm saying? It was just it's not a Maryland's nothing, bro. I don't want to hear about Maryland. Maryland ain't got none of New England when it comes to the snow. But like the type of blizzard that we had this weekend happens like once every 7 years. So like this is my third entourage in this. So I've done the math. 2 more and I'm retired. You know, I only got to deal with 2 more of these things.
Yeah, you can keep that.
Listen, man, we're gonna talk about Matthew. We'll talk about Matthew later.
We'll talk about Matthew. Yep. So for me, I didn't do much, man. Just chilling. My daughter had a showcase for dance, my oldest. So I went to that. Outside of that, they didn't really do nothing. I changed brake pads and rotors on my car, rotated my own tires. They might as well just hire me at NTB, man, because that's how nice I am. So yeah, I did that myself. Outside of that, man, I ain't really been chilling, bro. Been chilling.
Look, bro, you got a decent gig right now with MTB, man. You just need to chillax.
I'm not going to NTB. I'm just saying, and matter of fact, Dave, I'm just nice at everything, dog. In fact, Dave, I made for dinner tonight. I had homemade mole/Chipotle. I'm like nice with the burrito wraps. So anything I touch, I'm just nice at it. Like I can't help it. They could hire me at Moe's, Chipotle. I could change the tire. I can change. I'm just nice. I'm just nice.
They can
man,
use
so.
you. They can use you at Moe's, man. One of the Moe's up the street.
No,
just shut down on me. Yo,
that's a fact.
No, and you know what's funny? I knew the moment where Moe's was about to go down. Like I walked into Moe's, and it was the most unenergetic welcome to Moe's I ever heard in my life. The next week, the workers were gone. They shut it down. It was over. It was like, welcome to Moe's. The next week it was over, bro. It was just over.
Facts. Yeah, man. Yo, I try to tell Dave to move. Every time he posts on Facebook 2 feet of snow, I'd be like, it's time to move. He ain't listening to me.
Bro, listen.
He ain't listening to me.
The way the conversation goes with my wife is this. I'm like, yeah, man, we need to get out of here. My wife's like, I don't want to leave. And I'm like, you want to deal with this single digits? Like, look, man, that's nothing. I'm like, no. It is something. It is absolutely something. But nah, we're not. We're here. You know, at this point, I've come to the conclusion I'm just going to make my moves when I'm eligible to retire. Then I'm just going to leave. Then I'm just going to bounce.
You got to keep that, dog. You got to keep that. All right. So, Dave, I know we watched the football this weekend, too. Shout out to the Cincinnati. Is this not what I picked last week?
This what you picked?
Is this not what I picked last week? I'm on. Yo, Dave, if I would have put money on it, the opposite would have happened. Because I didn't put no money on it, everything I picked is damn near perfect. I picked the Bengals. I picked the Rams. Both of them joints. The Bengals was on the ropes for a little bit early. They was on the ropes. They came back. Shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals, man. I told you I was rooting for them. I'm rooting for the Bengals all the way, although my official pick is going to be the LA Rams to win the Super Bowl. I think they got too much on both sides of the football, but go ahead.
For the betting folk that are out in these streets, if you pick the Cincinnati Bengals prior to the season to make it to the Super Bowl,
crazy.
The odds was 125-1. To put it in perspective, if you bet $100, you win $12,500.
Crazy.
Fam. Nobody had them there.
And listen, everybody was nervous as soon as that coin toss happened in overtime. We was like, we was like, here it comes again. They about to do the same thing.
Prior to that game, including last week with Buffalo, an overtime game with the new rules happened 11 times. The team that won the coin toss won it 10 out of the 11 times. And 7 out of the 10 times was a walk-off touchdown. And we saw one of them last week. So, of course, you had a reason to be concerned.
Yeah. I mean, Mahomes threw that pick. First play of overtime, I was like, oh, shit. I mean, because, Kansas City defense was all right to start out. They was making some plays starting out, and then halftime, after halftime, it was just like, yo, it's called adjustments.
Offense, the moment that they didn't get any points at the end of the first half,
facts. That's
when I knew what it was. Facts. I knew then. I was like, yeah, Bengals gonna mess around and come back and win this game. I was like, I knew what it was at that point.
Yeah,
I knew what it was.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Bengals, man. They're doing a great job. And shout out to the Rams, man. They made it closer than what it needed to be too, but they pulled it out.
So Rashad,
yes, sir.
Rashad, help me out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How many years was Zach Taylor the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals?
I think this is his third year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
This is his third year.
Okay.
So what was their record last year? It was like 4.
I think they were a 4-win team last year. Yes.
4-12.
4-12. Prior to that, prior to that, 2-14. Yeah.
Yes. They drafted Joe Burrow with the 2-14 record. So, was that 7 years?
No. I think that was 3.
Just 3?
Just 3 years. My math ain't good, Dave. I never been good at math. I'm
trying. I'm trying to understand.
Not only that, Dave. They have a shitty offensive line too.
They do.
They still getting it done.
Not as bad as ours, but they do. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know what they're gonna do about Aaron Donald in 2 weeks. Let me be clear. I have no idea what they're gonna do about Aaron Donald in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Von Miller.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. They might have like 5 Mike Remmers. Aaron Donald and Von is having a field day.
Yeah, man. I don't know. And I had a little debate with the 4-man rush. Shout out to the 4-man rush, but they compared Zach Taylor and their situation to the Carolina Panthers. And I'm like, you can't compare the two. They're not it's not apples to apples.
The current ones or an older one?
No. It's the current version, this build, and what they were able to do in free agency as far as attracting talent to the Carolina Panthers and us attracting talent. It's not the same.
There's a difference. There's a distinct
big difference.
They have a quarterback.
They have a quarterback, yes. And he was saying, shout out to the 4-man rush again. I'm not shitting on them. This is a very
all
good
respect
debate.
All respect to my guys, man.
What was said was that Zach Taylor was on the hot seat, which I don't know if that's 100% true. I don't know how you can be on the hot seat. But
he was.
Okay, hold on. So there's difference between really being on the hot seat and just saying it. Like, I don't think how could you be on the hot seat when your rookie quarterback goes down and you were actually showing promise when Joe Burrow was available last year? So to me, that's cap. To me, that's cap. That's a cap.
Nah, dog.
I think it's cap.
No, here's the thing. Your first season, you were 2-14. You knew that was going to be a rough year, and then you went to 4-12. Third year
that was Joe Burrow's. Hold on, Dave. You stop for a second. 2-14. You drafted Joe Burrow the year after that, and you go for 12, right? Mm-hmm. But you were competitive in games before Joe Burrow went down. That's a fact. They weren't just getting blown out. They were competitive. So I don't understand how you could legit be on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? So if this squad
with Joe Burrow goes 5-12.
So this is true. They had won 2 games, but they were competitive. Like, you have to look at trajectory. You can't just look at wins and losses sometimes. That's why it's important to look at what Ron Rivera was here, right? And his wins on the back end and how we're winning versus what Matt Rule is doing now and how we're losing, right? That the way you lose matters, right? If I'm competitive in the games, I'm showing promise, that shows progression, right? And so I don't think you could legitimately be on the hot seat, in my opinion. This is my opinion, right? If you're showing promise with a rookie quarterback. I just can't see it.
Nah, I mean, there was a lot of coaches that was considered, quote unquote, on the hot seat when you sit down and think about it. There was a few coaches that were on the hot seat this year, and they had to have a turnaround type season. I mean, I don't think Zach Taylor could walk in with a 5-12, 6-11 record and expect to keep his job if he did that this year. Even if with Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying?
It's levels. It's level.
There's a level, and the thing is too. I mean, you could probably argue because of the type of franchise Cincinnati is, the expectations are different. You know what I'm saying?
That is a fact.
The previous coach was here for 16 years, and he made the playoffs and won the division numerous times, but he didn't have no playoff wins. So the expectation level might have changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? From that standpoint. So that could create the level of cap for 4-man rush from that standpoint.
Okay.
I think the expectations are different for Carolina.
Tell me this, Dave. If he was on the hot seat, then why wasn't he fired?
Well, because he's trying to rebuild the team. I mean, he inherited.
So what I'm saying is correct. Then what I'm saying is they were going in the right direction. You don't fire a coach where the rookie quarterback that they drafted went down and they were competitive in games.
No,
you don't do that.
I didn't say he should have gotten fired after the second year, but I'm saying that if the record was different in 2021, if the record was 5-12, if the record was 6-11, there might be a different discussion that needs to be had.
No, I agree.
Like Cincinnati had to have a winning record this year for Zach Wilson to keep his job.
Oh no, I 1,000% agree.
That's my point. So he did come into the season with a hot seat on the hot seat.
No, I'm talking about last season. I'm not talking about this season.
Oh,
I'm talking about why wasn't he fired last? That's my point. I'm talking about the 4-12 record with the injured quarterback on his rookie season. When you show progression, you buy yourself a year, and showed progression.
There's no way he gets fired after. There's no way he gets fired after his quarterback getting injured. That's my point.
I'm with you there. No, that's my point. I'm saying that there's no way you can fire a coach. So, and even with that, they were showing progression. They were competitive, and so we don't have. That's not here. Like when we were talking with the 4-man rush, that's not here. That situation the 4-12 team versus what we have here is completely different. We're going in the wrong direction. We don't have a quarterback, right? And so when teams, and this is what I want people to understand, right? And this was my overarching point in the debate. When teams, put yourself in these free agent shoes, right? When free agents have an option. They have an option of where they want to play football. They get an offer from a team. They get an offer from team A. They get an offer from team B. You don't think they're going to look at the coach, the quarterback? Can the team win? They're going to assess all that situation and then pick where the best situation for them is. Look at the guy, and this is no disrespect. This is absolutely no disrespect to any player that we got on free agency last year, right? But look at the players we got from free agency last year. The type of guys that we get on our roster are guys that are looking for a chance. They're looking for opportunity. Morgan Fox, Denzel Perryman, guys like that, they're looking for opportunity to prove themselves. That's the type of guys we get. We're not going to get the top tier guys. The top tier guys are going elsewhere. They're going to a team that's actually competitive. They're not coming here because everybody keeps saying, why don't we go out and get who's the best free agent in this? Orlando Brown. Why don't the Carolina Panthers go get Orlando Brown? You know why he's not coming here? He's not coming here. So do yourself a favor. When it comes to these situations, it's not just small market. Fam, it's not just small market. That's part of it. Market. It's
Cincinnati's not let me tell you something, guys. People don't realize how good of a free agency that Cincinnati did. Cincinnati did a damn good job getting free agents in the offseason.
For sure.
People don't talk. And Cincinnati is not a major market team, folks.
But you know why those people chose to go there? Because Joe Burrow's there and they showed promise. They're going in the right direction. That's why players choose to go to those teams. So just give me a break when you sit up here and say, why don't the Panthers? You don't think we tried? You don't think we tried to go out there and talk to these players? I'm pretty sure the GM tried to get those players to come here. But you know what? Just like you, if you had the opportunity to choose between the Carolina Panthers and pick any team. Pick any team. Give me a random team, Dave. Give me any team. Just give me a mediocre team. Cleveland. Just name a mediocre team. Cleveland, right? You want to go to a team. You pick them between the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. What team are you picking?
Right now, you want to be honest? You want my honesty?
Yeah.
I'll probably pick Carolina right now.
You're not picking Carolina. No, you're not. You know you're not.
Shit.
No, you're not.
Dude, we've been talking about Cincinnati, but let's talk about how a few weeks ago, everybody thought that Odell Beckham was a bum and wasn't a wide receiver in the NFL anymore. Then he goes to freaking LA and balls out of his mind. Cleveland's a dumpster fire too. They still got dumpster fire pockets. I think Kevin Stefanski is helping, but they still got dumpster fire pockets because their quarterback is Baker Mayfield.
You think okay? I think he's still there. He is still on a contract, I believe.
He is still there.
But okay. So you saying okay? Baker, Sam Darnold, and our coaching staff. Whose defense is better? Whose offensive line is better? We were second in the league. No, we weren't. Cat. We were not. Cat. If you really sit down and assess and you put everything on the table, GM, front office, you're not picking the Carolina Panthers over the Cleveland Browns. Bro. Trust me.
Over the last year and a half,
y'all are just saying that because you're saying Baker Mayfield.
Nah.
You saying Baker Mayfield?
I'm kidding, dude. It would be Cleveland, but I'll be honest. When we have, and we probably might get into this topic about the quarterback situation in Carolina, but let me tell you guys something, bro. You guys don't want the options that are going to come here. You in your heart of hearts, when you legitimately sit down and think about the quarterbacks they've been talking about trading to us, you don't want none of them options, bro. You don't. You do not. You don't want Jimmy Garoppolo here. You don't want Jimmy Garoppolo here. As bad as Sam is, I'd rather keep Sam than bring Jimmy Garoppolo here. I'm being serious. I'm dead ass. I'd rather have Sam. And if nothing shows you that, yesterday should have showed you why. I'd rather have Sam. You know who's the worst fourth quarter quarterback in the NFL?
Who's that, Dave?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
So
he leads the NFL. Yo, he has more interceptions than any other quarterback in the NFL. Jimmy, and look at our offensive line. You want him behind our line?
Yeah, I agree. You
you do not.
Yeah, and I agree with Jared says here, man. Yo, fam, Jimmy G did have it made, bro. And I think that now it's time for imagine a developed Trey Lance in that offense, bro. Like if he actually pans out,
that's why they traded those first round picks to get Trey Lance. They didn't do that shit because they believed that Jimmy G. And then like shout out to the Patriots fans, man. But a lot of you truthers really thought that Jimmy Garoppolo was the guy. Like some of you guys were mad that we didn't go for that the Patriots didn't go after Jimmy Garoppolo and rather have him over Mac Jones. Nah, fam. Take your chances with Mac, bro. Take your chances with Mac. I think Mac got more upside than Jimmy G. Jimmy G ain't it. He ain't it.
Yeah. So let's counter out that because we talked about the Bengals rebuild, but what about the Rams, right? It's the polar opposite. The polar opposite of building through the draft, getting a young quarterback. They went out and got Matt Stafford and Dave. Do you want to have the Matt Stafford discussion?
Yeah, I got a confession to make, guys.
Go ahead.
Listen, man. For those who don't, you guys have been watching the channel for a long period of time, and you guys understand that I'm a Panthers fan through and through. And there was a very, very high level of bitterness about Stafford making the decision to not come here.
Facts.
And I will admit that I had a high level of bitterness. And I might have said some things that probably didn't make no sense about Matthew Stafford because of this said bitterness. But I know the guy was good. And I know we had damn Detroit. And I know Detroit didn't really help him. All he had was Megatron when he was there with Detroit. You know what I'm saying? The guy's good, but what it ultimately boils down to is that he still need to win this game in 2 weeks. He can't walk out without a bowl because then everybody's going to say what everybody thought. And he did lead the league in interceptions. Let's be clear. But the guy has fourth quarter comebacks. This is the guy that everybody wanted us to have after Teddy, ultimately, right? And there was a level of bitterness that we didn't get what we got. Now, we can question whether or not we wanted to give up the draft capital, but considering what we gave up for Sam and what the hell we got, maybe we should have. But he didn't want to come here anyway. And that says a lot about our franchise that, they pretty much had the deal done. And Stafford was like, nah, fam, don't send me there. And Detroit respected his wishes, even though they didn't have to.
Yeah. So, Dave, you want to address this? Or you want me to?
Fam, listen, man. I'm gonna watch every week. I just know it's not gonna be fun, bro. Like I've come to the but you know what? And we're gonna talk about some of the other coaching pickups.
Yes, we are.
But we're gonna talk about it later in the show. But I will say this: I'm gonna try to watch these boys through and through. I just know. Unless we knock it out the park with free agency and have a damn good draft, I don't see any vast improvements. I gotta watch them because they're my squad. Like I have no reason not to.
That's what it boils down to. This is our squad, but at the end of the day, we're not gonna sit up here and say they great when they not. Like we are realists. This is reality. No. Like if you want like rah super fan shit,
and
this
real
ain't
talk,
the place for it.
And real
it's
talk,
called realist, bro.
Shout out to Twan Don. Shout out to Big Cat, dog. Everybody's seeing what we're seeing right now, bro. We all seeing the same shit. We're seeing not too many reasons to watch this squad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're all seeing right now. Like this is tough. This is tough. You know what I'm saying? Like this is fam.
This is true too. Hey, look, real talk. This is true. All right, you got me. Haha. Got me.
Nah, man. I ain't rolling. Noli.
We're joking.
I ain't rolling, Noli. No, I ain't rolling, man. Nah, this is tough. Like, this is hard to watch. Like, imagine if you were realists, bro.
We're realists, man.
Imagine if you were a Panthers fan or a Lakers fan right now. You ain't got no reason to watch right now.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We spent a lot of time on it. So, but real quick, I did want to talk about the Rams rebuild process real quick because not rebuild, but build process, because they just eating up free agents, right? Like they just getting the best guys and they're making it work, right? So it is what it is with that. You know what I'm saying? They have the polar opposite build of a build through the draft. They're getting guys want to come there to play, and that's what it boils down to. When you have a young head coach that shows promise and knows what the hell he's doing, players will flock to you, bro. And it's LA. LA helps too, right? The market helps. But fam, like, yo, they can pretty much pick up whatever they want to, whoever they want to, and they will pretty much configure their contracts to play in LA. That's just what it is.
Well, fam, yo, like I said, you just said it. LA. The fact that they're in Los Angeles is a big advantage over everybody else.
It's part of it for sure. For sure. 100%.
That's why and the thing that's funny about that is that, like, the players that go to Los Angeles, it ain't about the fan base. Because if you watch the game on Sunday, it was pretty much heavy San Fran in that stadium, bro, in SoFi. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be shocked.
They talked about that beforehand. And
I wouldn't be shocked that when the Super Bowl comes around, there might be a pro Bengals crowd in that Super Bowl, bro, even in LA. Because, dog, 1988, bro. Fam, I was 5 years old.
I would be there. I'm telling y'all, bro. If I was a Bengals fan, I'm doing whatever. I would mortgage my house. I would get a HELOC, something. I'm going to LA if I was a Bengals fan.
Nosebleeds right now going for $7,500.
Don't care. I'd have been in that mug. If I'm a real Bengals fan, if I'm a real Bengals fan, I'd have been in that mug. Whatever it takes. Swipe it, dog. I would have been in that thing.
I'm not paying $7,500 to see Joe Burrow get sacked 12 times. I'm not paying $7,500.
Right. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. All right. So Dave, let's move on. Shout out to SC Bass. He said, "Yo, live stream for the Super Bowl potentially. I got to check my schedule. Might not be able to do it, but we'll see. I'm pretty busy the next couple months, so we'll see. All right, let's move on. We'll move on. We got a lot to talk about, Dave. All right, so Dave, I don't know what the hell is going on here. What's the deal with Tom Brady? You up in New England? What you hearing? Because is he retired? Not retired? I don't know what the hell he's going. I don't know what's going on.
He wants to do it on his terms, but he's retiring, bro. It's over. Like, I think he does.
Like, what kind of info you got? You got his line?
Listen, bro. Let me tell you something, man. Jeff Darlington knows the Patriots more than most, and if Jeff Darlington's saying that man's about to retire, he's about to retire, bro. I mean, that's just the reality of the fact. I think they're denying it right now because it's about the timing. Like, I don't think he wanted to overshadow the NFC, the championship games on Sunday. So, of course, his pops came out and denied it. But the reality is the decision's already made. It's just a matter of him saying it on his terms. He never wanted a farewell tour. Like, Brady was never about that farewell tour life either. Like, I don't think he's going to say, I'm coming back for one more year just to come back for one more year. So it doesn't shock me that this is it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a tough loss, but the bottom line is, what does he have to prove at this point?
Is this true, Dave?
I have no idea.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. Could be true.
But I'm pretty sure he did say he would make his decision before, like, the team's got to make certain decisions on certain things. So I think we're going to find out soon. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he decides to announce it, because I think they're going to announce the mascot of Washington soon. Within the next couple of days.
On the 2nd.
Wednesday.
Yeah, on the 2nd. Yep. The command. So, it's the Commanders, right?
Huh?
We already know it's the Commanders, right?
I don't know what it is. I just know they
put the logo out there. They go ahead.
All I know is they're failing if it's not the Red Wolves, but I guess it ain't
they
the Red Wolves.
They already said that ain't it, bro. They already said that a long time ago.
They failed. They should just leave it. They should just leave it as the team. I don't give a damn what anybody says. They ain't nothing other than the Red Wolves that can be harder than saying we're the team. I don't give a damn what you say. You can be called the team. Do you know how fucking dope that is? To be called the team.
It's not.
It's better than what they're gonna come up with.
It's better than the Commanders, but that's what it's gonna be. Commanders, bro. They've already got the logo out there. I've already seen it. This is already out there, pretty much. 89J Stuff says, I really think you want to retire Al before the Super Bowl, but Adam blew his pants. But yeah, Adam be right, bro. Adam be right. Adam don't play, dog. But anyway, I don't know. But listen, if this happens, bro, we already talked about this weeks ago. Sean Payton retired. Tom Brady retired. Like, fam, the division is literally. I mean,
Matt Rule might mess around and win this division at 7-10,
bro. Whatever it takes.
But the thing is, people are gonna probably still think he should be fired, and I'm gonna have to defend Rule because if that man was a division, you can't fire him. I don't give a damn what the record.
No,
is.
I agree.
You can't fire him. Like, I know a lot of folks don't want Rule here after this year, but if that man was a division, you can't fire him. You can't. You can't fire him. I mean, if it was black, they probably would fire him, but you can't fire him. You can't fire him. Not if he wins a division.
All right.
If he wins a division, he's not getting fired, guys.
All right.
And he could legitimately win a division 7-10.
Again, we put in the cart before the horse. Let's keep it on Brady. Are we done with Brady here? It's a lot of
stuff. Man. Like, the thing about Brady, he's the GOAT. Like, let's be clear. He's the GOAT. Greatest quarterback that's ever played in this game. Best quarterback I've ever seen in this game. I think it'll be interesting to see what the Bucs do now. They're about to become a swift dumpster fire because they might be losing some of their coaching staff.
Everybody too. and everybody's gonna, once Tom leaves, that whole ship is gonna sink, pun intended. They've got Gronk, he's probably gonna be out, and then all those free agents that made their contracts work to stay are gonna leave. They got some. Now I'm not gonna hold you. They do got some nice young talent there. Vita Vea, some of the secondary guys, Winfield. They got some nice talent. Individual talent, but at the end of the day, some of those guys that rework their deals to stay, they're not coming back. All those guys that 26, they're not coming back, bro.
Yeah, without a quarterback, you can have all the young talent in the world, but if you ain't got a quarterback, it don't matter.
Yeah, and I've seen Bucks Twitter talk about who they want to replace him. They already talking about like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and all these other
none of them
top tier guys. And then I think they got Kyle Trask to back him up, but I don't care what happens over there. I think they're going to take a huge blow. Pause. If Tom Brady retires.
Oh, it's not an if. It's just a matter of official.
Shout out to Bobby Digital, man. He says, anyone found Tepper yet? He's MIA. Have not seen him. Nope. He ain't said shit.
We have not seen the.
We were supposed to hear from him after the OC was hired. We still ain't talked to him. He ain't out here nowhere. All right, Dave, let's run through a couple more pieces of news as soon as I find my mouse. Here we go. All right, so let's talk about some of these coaching hires, Dave. Josh McDaniels, that's your boy, hired in Oakland.
Why is he my boy? Because I live up here
now. Where the hell they at now? Vegas, my bad.
Las Vegas.
The Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. What you think? What's your thoughts on that, John?
I think that's the perfect place for him because he has a quarterback. No, I'm being honest. Like,
does he though? I thought Carr was
Nah, he got a quarterback. I think Derek Carr's gonna. I think he's got a quarterback. Like, I think when you consider what he had to deal with in Denver, you know what I'm saying? He had Tim Tebow out here in the paint. Like, I think, and I think he's learned a lot over a decade being under Belichick for another decade. I think this is a good hire for the Raiders. I think this is the perfect fit for the Raiders, and they bringing in Patriots personnel. Like, I think he has a legitimate shot to succeed here. I think the only challenge that he's going to have is that he's in one of the toughest divisions in football.
Yeah.
Like, you got to deal with Herbert and Mahomes twice a year.
Yep.
And then depending on what happens with Aaron Rodgers, you might have to deal with Aaron Rodgers twice a year at the beginning.
True.
So
he does have Carr. Carr has one more year on his contract. I was a bit early. But we'll see what happens. I don't think how I feel about McDaniels. I think he's overrated, but that's just my opinion.
I think he has to approach this different than the way he approached it when he came for Denver, and I think he's going to. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Like Denver, I think he was trying to be too much like Bill. I think he should not go that route this way. I think he needs to be himself, and I think if he would be himself, he might be okay. But that being said, like you said, bro, like I said earlier, it's a tough division. Like,
yeah, it is tough.
That's a tough division, bro. Even if Aaron Rodgers don't come, you still got to deal with Mahomes and Herbert twice a year. That's a tough division.
Yep. All right. So let's move on. A couple more. Brian Daboll from Buffalo. Buffalo's offensive coordinator, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on my list as a guy that I thought could be a potential head coach candidate if Matt Rule were to be fired or moved on from. But yeah, man, he is hired by the New York Football Giants. you know, I think he is an upgrade over Joe Judge.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah.
And
he's
remember,
worked with Josh Allen. Yep.
They took somebody
Daniel Jones. Oh, my bad.
They took the GM for the Giants came from Buffalo, the new GM.
Yes. And
so
who came from the Panthers, by the way.
Who came from the Panthers. So you knew that they're gonna try to do it. This dude, anything's an upgrade over Joe Judge.
Yeah.
Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if he can work with Daniel Jones. Good news is that Daniel Jones, I think, is on his 50-year option. So if it doesn't work out, they can go and draft another quarterback. And they got 2 top 10 picks this year, so they could go ahead and pick one now and just let them sit.
They could if they like
Jones.
somebody, they could.
Yep, they could take one now, and I think now's the time to do it. If again, people have to realize new head coach bringing in their quarterback, bro. They're gonna bring that quarterback in. They want to pick a guy they want to down the hill with, not somebody else's guy. So we'll see how it goes. Any more thoughts on Daboll?
Nah, it's a good hire for the Giants, man. I think this guy's gonna try to help turn this thing around. Hopefully the Mariners get out the way, and it sounds like they are with the new GM. It sounds like they brought the guy in from Buffalo to pretty much give him the keys to do what he want to do.
Yeah, coming from that bean tree, he's gonna be solid, bro.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
All right, let's move on. Matt Eberflus, Dave. What you think about this one? The defensive coordinator from the Colts. What's your thoughts, bro?
I think he's a qualified guy to get a head coaching job. I think with the Bears considering the quarterback that they have, the fact that they drafted Justin Fields, I thought they should have went offensive here, but the Bears historically have, they have a history of having elite level defenses. Like that's their gig, the monsters of the Midway. So I get it. I just think you drafted this quarterback. I think it all depends on who they bring in as an OC, who he brings in as an OC, and who he brings in as a QB coach.
Yeah.
But
I think it's important to know whether he's going to be able to work with Justin Fields or not. Because again, like I just said with Daboll, new coach, they're going to bring in their quarterback. They do not want to down the hill with somebody else's quarterback. And so Justin Fields could get lost in the sauce if he doesn't perform. And I don't know, like Dave said, depends on who they bring in as an OC quarterback coach to see if they can develop him. But Justin Fields could absolutely get lost in the sauce. Now, I'm going to play a little bit devil's advocate here, Dave, because, Eberflus, I know he has a nice little resume, put together some nice things with the Colts. However, this man had no answer for Trevor Lawrence in the must-win season finale.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will argue that out of all the hires that we just saw, that we just went through, I'll argue that he probably had the most talented folks of the bunch, and he still laid an egg when you consider what he coordinated. Because you got to think about, like, Brian Daboll, he helped develop Josh Allen. Like that, if you consider where Josh Allen was 2 years ago when he first came in as a rookie, and the transition from rookie to the second year to the third year, there's a lot of discussion about, like, they've never seen that type of transition before for a quarterback, like that big jump that Josh Allen had. And then you consider what he's done. I mean, he's got some all pros on that side of the field. And I agree with you. That does need to be questioned. But I think Chicago probably should have went with an offensive guy with the quarterback. Because now he could get, like you said, he could get lost in the sauce. Because typically, defensive head coaches tend to not want to be aggressive offensively. They want to be a little bit more conservative, more ball control, give the defense time to rest so they can punch the other offense in the mouth. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
And I'll keep this in mind, man, that like I see a lot of people ride with him. Again, I bring up you bring up these situations. You talk about he had an answer for Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, but when it counted, when you needed to make the playoffs, you couldn't get it done. That's important. Situational coaching in situations is important. Also, I might add that, again, being a good coordinator does not automatically equate to being able to be a good head coach. Sometimes it's different,
different job.
It's
a different job.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he can't by any means. I'm just saying this applies to all these guys. This applies to everybody. When you get hired as a head coach, it's completely different, bro. It's completely different. Being a head coach is different from being able to just controlling one side of the football. You got to manage everything. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So let's see here. Who else we got? We got one more. One more, Dave. Nathaniel Hackett from for the Broncos. What do you think about
Packers
this one, Dave?
of Green Bay.
Yeah, from the Packers to the Broncos. Sorry.
Out of all the jobs I thought Airbnb was going to get, I thought this was going to be the one. But we know this one's more. And the thing that's funny is that this guy doesn't call the plays in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur calls the plays in Green Bay. So I think this was more of a play to see if this is more of a play about getting Aaron Rodgers there, in my opinion. And I'm just curious to know. I'm just curious to know what's going to happen if they can't get Aaron Rodgers there.
Yeah, that's that. You backed yourself into a sticky situation if they don't get him. That's gonna be tough.
Fam,
it's gonna be tough, bro.
Fam, I almost want it to happen. I almost want Rodgers to not show up because I don't know what this guy has done. He doesn't call the plays. You can't say that you've ruined Rodgers. I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what has this guy done? Like, it's just interesting. It's just interesting to see. If they don't get Rodgers, bro.
It's gonna be awful, bro.
Fam, is he gonna get Drew Lock ready? Is he gonna get
no.
Teddy could probably keep him in games, but
they gotta re-sign Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy
he's a free agent?
I think so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because they took it. Let me see. Let me just check. Let me double confirm.
Teddy was out here making $20 million a year.
I think he is because they took our deal and our deal ended this year. Yeah, he's done. He's an unrestricted free agent. All right, so real quick, let me address this.
I am rooting for Aaron Rodgers to go to Denver now.
That's funny. Hold on, man. That's Teddy Two Checks is funny. That is funny. Teddy Two Checks is funny, dog.
It's a fact, though, man.
It is a fact. All right, so shout out to Arian. He said, I hope I said your name right. He says, does Tepper really care about the success of the Panthers? Because he's been a ghost. Maybe he's embarrassed of the contract he gave Rule. I don't know.
He should be embarrassed about that contract he gave the Rule. He should be embarrassed.
I don't have the answers, dog. I don't know.
The owners are laughing at him, bro. They're laughing at him. And you ready for this?
Don't say it. Don't say it yet. Are you going there?
No, about Jacksonville.
Okay, go ahead. My bad.
So, everybody's been talking about Byron Leftwich is getting the head coaching job. And I think there's two factors that are stopping that from happening. One is the fact that Leftwich wants the current GM out of here. And two is the pay. There's two factors coming into this equation. He out here seeing like what these guys are making. Like he's like, yo, if Matt Rule's out here getting $8.5, $9 million a year, why can't I get that?
Yesterday's price.
And he has every reason to think that way.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Fam. But
so you're right though. You're right. All right, real quick. Hey, so as y'all can see, real quick, I announced this on Twitter. I am at home. I was not able to make the trip down to Mobile. I had a scheduling conflict that did not allow me to travel down to Mobile. So I'm a little disappointed in that, as this was the opportunity for me to. I did have credentials and I couldn't take advantage of it, but it's important. I will continue to cover the Senior Bowl, so I will put together highlight videos that I can find. And the measurements are out. The measurements are out. So if you go to Twitter and go to Reese's Senior Bowl Twitter handle, all the measurements are there. But this is the QB's measurements. So what's crazy about the Senior Bowl this year is that all the top quarterbacks are going to be there. Like every one of them, like all of them except all of them. All of them. Every last top quarterback is going to be at this Senior Bowl. They're all going to get a chance to show show off their skills. And the biggest thing I took away from this was Kenny Pickett did not get his hand size measured. Apparently, it's because his thumb is double jointed and it points in a direction. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Like, what's the difference? I guess apparently he's going to work with somebody to stretch his hand to make sure he can get the accurate measurements. Dog, we already know your hands are small. Like everybody knows that, and that's why you wear 2 gloves, right? So it's going to be interesting.
That means we can't draft them, bro.
No, I'm not saying that because there's guys with small hands that have been successful, but that is why he wears.
Our coach is about the measurables, bro.
That
if he ain't got the right measurable, we can't be out here drafting them.
That is very true. That is very true. So I'm not going. So I'm not going to the Senior Bowl. My bad if I didn't say this. I'm not going to be able to go because I had a scheduling conflict. My wife has somewhere to be, and I will have to be super dad. And so I couldn't go. So it's all good.
Right, man. Family first, bro.
Family first, 100%. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So anyway, these are the measurements. Again, go to the Reese's Senior Bowl Twitter handle, and you can see the measurements for everybody. I feel like I don't know if it's just me or I don't know if I'm just paying attention to the Senior Bowl a lot more, but there's a lot of good talent at this year's Senior Bowl. Like there's a lot of dudes that I really like. Pause.
And Rule ain't gonna be there for this one.
Yeah.
Rule ain't coaching this one, huh? Well, it's interesting to see that. It says a lot. It says a lot that all the good quarterbacks are showing up to this thing, by the way. That says how great this quarterback class is.
They may not play, though. Some of them may not play. That's important to note, too. While they'll be there and they'll practice, they may not play in the actual game. That's important. But the Jets and the Lions coaching staff will be coaching the Senior Bowl this year. So everybody's saying that
Saleh and Campbell. Ooh, that's some intense people.
Yeah. So everybody's saying that Jim Harbaugh is taking the Vikings job or is going to get the Vikings job. Is this what's good? Is this true? What's the news? I see it flying through the
GM
through the chat.
The GM shot his shot, and Harbaugh responded by saying he was interested in the Minnesota Vikings head coaching job. And it's going to get interesting because I guess Stephen Ross might get involved too if Harbaugh's legitimately serious about coming back to the NFL. But it looks like there's been talks that Harbaugh is going to fly out to Minnesota, and I think that's happened. I think it's a done deal that he's going to end up being the coach of the Vikings. Shout out to the new GM in Minnesota for shooting his shot the way that he did. Now, granted, they had a relationship when Harbaugh was in San Francisco. Yes. So it makes sense that he's willing to reach out from that standpoint.
Yes, and we're talking about Kwesi. Shout out to Kwesi. I can't say his last name. Adolfo, I believe that's just, I can't pronounce it. But this guy, we talked about him. If you've been a fan of PNP for a while, last year we would go over GM candidates. We brought him up. Kwesi is a pure analytics guy. He got his background with San Francisco as an analytics guy. So we'll see how that works out for him up in Minnesota, but I like them a lot. I feel like he's going to have to blend the analytics and the eye test stuff, but he's going to be a solid GM, man. I like him a lot. He's a good candidate, and I liked him back then. I like him now. Congrats to him. And if he gets Harbaugh, man, they're going to be tough.
It's looking like he's flying to Minnesota on Friday. So. And they're gonna fly him in on Wednesday too. So we're gonna see. It looks like he's coming to Minnesota. He's interviewing with Minnesota, but which brings a separate discussion, bro. Because there's been some speculation about our current head coach if Harbaugh walks and comes to the NFL.
We'll see what happens, bro. Maybe that's why Tepper ain't saying shit. Maybe he's trying to let this whole thing play out. I don't know. But Dave, great point. So the jobs are dwindling down, right? Jaguars is still available. The Vikings, if they decide to go Harbaugh.
Real talk, man. I gotta ask. This is a very important question. Have we ever seen a franchise mess up a wet dream as bad as what Jacksonville is doing right now, bro?
That's ridiculous, dog. Well, I don't even know what happened with Leftwich. Like they had him, they announced it, didn't they?
No. There was speculation that it was a done deal, but what happened was Leftwich said he wanted to bring in Adrian Wilson to be the GM. He didn't want Balky there. And so Shah Khan had to make a decision. Either you're going to keep Balky or you're going to fire Balky and bring in Adrian Wilson. Like, it would have been a package deal. You would have gotten Adrian Wilson and Byron Leftwich. But his refusal to let Balky go is going to have Leftwich walk. And that's what's happening.
Tough.
Yo, they brought in Vic Fangio.
Yeah, I saw them bringing mad people.
They brought in O'Connell. which he can't really interview till after the Super Bowl, I believe. Like, yo, fam, a mess.
Yes, it's a mess. So Jaguars is available. The Vikings, obviously, they go Harbaugh. That's a done deal. Or excuse me, not a done deal, but that's going to be a wrap for them. The Dolphins still available.
Houston,
the Texans still available, and the Saints.
Damn, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that one.
Mm-hmm.
You've been paying attention to what's been going on with that one?
I have not. No.
Do you know who they brought in for a second interview?
No.
Josh McCown.
Oh wow.
Do you know what Josh McCown's been doing?
Chilling.
Coaching high school. Now, you can decide how you want to feel about the situation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Sounds like a little bit of privilege there for me, but yeah.
I'm just saying. We out here got Airbnb sitting here, leading help being the coordinator for offensive to AFC Championship games 4 straight years, and my man coached high school and getting to second interviews, bro. I don't understand. You can come at me with the court. This ain't the NBA with Steve Nash, bro. This is different, and Nash is struggling in Brooklyn. We ain't gonna talk about that. All I'm gonna say is this: they're gonna hire Josh McCown, and the optics are gonna look bad, bro. Because I think that's what it's looking like in Houston. They're gonna hire Josh McCown.
That's tough. Yeah,
that's what it's looking like right now.
I've been paying attention to Houston.
Well, I've been paying attention. I've been paying attention
to the streets.
I've been keeping an eye on these NFL streets, fam. And the thing is, I think Josh McCown's a nice guy. Supposedly he can play some good ass basketball too, but I don't understand how a high school coach becomes an NFL head coach. Like I didn't think that was the path.
I mean, he is a former. And he did play.
And they did bring in Hines Ward to get the room covered.
Man, that's crazy.
I'm just, bro.
Shout out to Ladarian, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, man.
Yeah. So that's Houston. Who else is left?
Saints.
They brought in Leftwich.
I don't like that.
I don't either, because they might hire him. I'm afraid.
I just saw somebody in the chat saying they were talking about Doug Peterson.
Yeah, they did bring in Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of all these options, man. Like I'm afraid of all the Saints didn't bring in somebody that was terrible yet. Let me be clear. I'm afraid of every single option I've heard that's interviewing with the Saints.
They're saying Flores is interviewing with Houston too. So
I saw. Does he
you
have
didn't say that one, Dave. You didn't say that one.
No. Flores is getting he interviewed with the Giants as well. Didn't work out for him there, obviously.
No.
So I think Flores. I still stand by Flores to Houston would be a play to try to see if they can convince Deshaun Watson to play for him. But I think that ship is sailed. I don't think there's nobody that Houston could hire that can convince Deshaun Watson to play for them.
No, I think it's a wrap.
It's a
wrap. All right, let's move on, Dave. Let's move on.
Sorry.
Yeah, we still got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Shout out to our Patreon members, patreon.com. If you would like to join, we're trying to get to 100 Patreon members. We're currently at 78. So go ahead, man. You can join as low as $3. So go over to patreon.com. We love the super chats, but we love the Patreon subscription a little bit more because we get to keep more of the funds. So consider joining up on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. These guys, the free agents, pay $3 a month, and this list is growing. I might need to add a whole nother slide, Dave. But shout out to all of the. Go ahead.
Shout out to my brother Colin, an Aggie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He works where I work. Shout out to you, Colin. Appreciate the support, bro.
Shout out to Colin, man. Shout out to Reggie. Shout out to Abby, who's in the chat. Just saw Abby post something a minute ago. Shout out to Grayson and shout out to Ryan. Ryan was another guy that hit me in the Patreon DMs and said, "Yo, I ain't see my name on the jump." I said, "You know what? My bad. I got everybody this time, Dave. I didn't skip anybody. Everybody's name should be on the list.
Till you get that DM.
Until I get the DM. So then, hey, listen. So Ryan, hey, listen, my bad, dog. My bad. So now you up here. He said he wanted everybody to know he's a proud supporter of PNP. We appreciate that. Thank you all for the support, man. We really appreciate that. And then the franchise players, man. Shout out to the franchise guys. They pay $10 a month. And shout out to Bobby Digital, who just dropped a super chat not too long ago. He also followed it up with a Patreon membership. Shout out to Bobby Digital, who is a new franchise Patreon member. And shout out to the MVPs. We got 2 new most MVPs, most valuable players. And they is Lewis. Shout out to Lewis or Luis. I don't know how I say it or pronounce it. And shout out to Corey. Corey been dropping mad super chats for a long time and finally joined up as a MVP. So shout out to you guys. And yes, we owe y'all a PMP Confidential. I think there's a little bit to share, so we'll go ahead and set that up sometime soon. I got a lot on my plate, so we'll get it set up as soon as possible. Where we also do an MVP giveaway. So the MVP giveaway will go down at that PMP Confidential.
We did one. Did we do one for January?
Yeah,
we didn't do a giveaway for January, did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We did it live on the show. But we gotta run it back. We gotta get it back right. I know we've been kind of lacking.
Yeah, we ain't talked to y'all in a minute. We gotta make that happen.
We'll get it done sometime February. This week. Yeah,
we'll make sure we do it for Black History Month for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. We'll get it done. and shout out to the Patreon members because Dave and I had the opportunity to interview Marquis Haynes, edge rusher, free agent now free agent. And this interview was
interesting.
Rather interesting. Yes, it was. It was rather. Shout out to Marquis Haynes. He just recently went out and followed a bunch of people on Twitter, and we hit him up in the DMs. And he's hella cool, super cool dude. And Dave, any thoughts? That don't give everything away, but just what's your thoughts on this interview, bro?
It was a really good interview, and it was just interesting to say the least.
Telling.
I can't, without giving something away, I can't really get into it. I'll just say it was interesting. We did, just for transparency's sake, we did it prior to us going live. So we interviewed him today. We really interviewed him around 7:30, 7:45. So the interview happened today. And I thought it was a pretty good interview, but it was a very interesting interview to say the least. And I think I don't know if Rashad dropped it yet.
I did drop it. I dropped it.
It's already for the Patreon folks. It's already there. So these are the type of, it's now, I will admit, it's been a minute since we've interviewed somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I really recommend you guys check this joint out. Become a Patreon. We should add the ticker for you people because some people ask about it. Look, man, you want to know? You got to watch the interview.
Yeah, you got to watch the interview, dog. You got to watch the interview. Now, Nola, you got it, bro. It's already out there.
It's already there.
So I'll give you a couple of topics. I'm not giving anything away, but I'll give you a couple of topics that we talked about. We talked about how he's prepping for free agency, right? How he's getting ready for that whole thing to go down. We talked about it's at the bottom, patreon.com. Oh, Kyle, you not up there, bro? My bad, Kyle. I got you, bro. I gotta throw Kyle back up there. My bad. I missed one. My fault.
You ain't even make it out the show.
I did. I couldn't even get out the show, Dave. All right, so let's finish. This is what else we talked about. We talked about a little bit about Matt Rule and
Ron Rivera
versus Ron Rivera. Very interesting. Matt Rule versus Ron Rivera. Interesting. I'll just leave it at that.
That's your breadcrumbs, Noli.
That's a huge.
That's your breadcrumbs.
It was.
It was a really good interview. It was a really good interview. I will say that. He's a gamer too, so we got to a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good interview.
Yeah, it was good. Shout out to Marquis, man. Real cool, laid back cat. Hella chill dude.
Very chill, man.
Oh, we also talked about some things he learned from Julius Peppers and Luke Kuechly. Just to get fam, you know how we do with these interviews, bro. Y'all know how we do. It was good stuff, man.
And by the way, guys, for those who don't,
I got you, bro.
Yeah,
I got you, bro.
Who hasn't become a Patreon yet? Just so you know, like Marquis Haynes is the newest one, but we've interviewed a lot of other Panthers players as well. Stephen Davis, Deshaun Foster, Brandon Zylstra. Mm-hmm. That was out there. Miles Hartsfield's out there for the public. We've interviewed a lot of Panthers players. Greg Hardy. We've interviewed
Greg Hardy.
We've interviewed a lot of Panthers. Hardy. Yeah, we interviewed a lot of former Panthers players on this squad. Tommy Trimble. So we have a lot of players, and we also interview folks from the Draft Network. We've interviewed folks We interviewed Sheena, which was a pretty good interview that we did. So we kind of cover the bases. So, and you guys, once you become a patron, you have access to all those. So become a patron.
Justin, man, I got you. Man, I'm missing 2 people, Dave. Damn it. I'll do better, bro. I'll do better, man. I get all y'all up there, man. My bad. All right. So yeah.
And Rashad is out here. He's like a draft addict. So he be out here dropping all these draft videos before you guys get them to the public. So a lot of folks, the patrons get them early. So that's a one too.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites. Hey, yeah, this is one of my favorite interviews we did. Shout out to Ricky Manning, former Carolina Panther, Super Bowl 2003 winning squad or Super
NFC champion.
There you go. That's what I was trying to get out.
I'm here to help.
Appreciate that, Dave. Ricky Manning, man, super fun. Yo, that dude is a wild cat, bro. He's funny. Bro. Yo, he don't want this. But we'll reach out.
Look, man, I'm not afraid to interview anybody.
Neither am I.
Just like when we interview Philly Brown. Shout out to Philly Brown. We interviewed Philly Brown too, man. Shout out to him.
It's a lot of interviews up on Patreon, man. So yeah, we be grinding. These are not easy to get. We work hard to get them. We don't have credentials. So that's why the support from Patreon is important. This is why we don't release them to the public immediately, because we got to get compensated a little bit for our work. And just to let y'all know, the Patreon, the MVP level and franchise level members have access to the interview right now. The free agents will get it tomorrow. Okay, so you get 24-hour early access if you're MVP or franchise level. So again, tomorrow night, everybody else will get it from the free agents. So just hold tight. You'll get access to it pretty soon, unless you want to bump up your subscription. All right. But yeah, man, let's trust me. Trust me. Everybody that you guys have
mentioned, we're trying, bro.
We've reached out to, and again, it's a process, right? We've gotten denied by some players, but we will continue to reach out. Everybody you're thinking about, we've reached out. It's not easy, bro. We don't have credentials. We're YouTubers, bro. And so that's why everybody hitting the sub button helps out. Everybody hit, subscribing on Patreon, all that helps out, because we can say, listen, we got this amount of support, and you're going to have eyes on this interview. So it's important for those subs because it helps out a lot. All right. So let's move on. My bad. I didn't mean to spend too much time.
No, it's good.
Here we go. All right. Dave, give us some Underdog fantasy real quick.
Look, man, the playoffs are almost over, but there's going to be some wagers. There's going to be some slips coming up for the Super Bowl. They're not down yet, but like Underdog Fantasy is a pretty good company, man. When you talk about having the ability to make 20 times your money, you could turn $25 into $500. And right now, they will match up to $100 of your deposit. If you go to underdogfantasy.com and use the code PNP, they will match up to $100 in your deposit. I've hit the $500. I've hit the 20x. If you get 3 pick'ems that are over under based on yards, and they added a new one, longest completion, longest reception for certain players. So you feel like somebody gets like a 20-yard reception, there's an over under for that now. So there's a lot of options to win in Underdog Fantasy, my man, ladies and gentlemen. So like I said, go to www.underdogfantasy.com and then use the code PNP when you sign up. It really helps out the channel. And they don't just do NFL, NBA's going on right now. They just added mixed martial arts. So they did it for the last UFC event. So you got options if you want to do over-under from that standpoint. And then they also have tournaments. The best ball is going to be, you can absolutely use it for basketball. They have NBA. They have NHL. If the baseball season decides to not, they get off the strike, they'll have Major League Baseball as well. No, I did not. But anyway, man, Underdog Fantasy, really great company.
Well, I got news for you, Jensen. You might want to sign up to be a Patreon member, because we did interview Mike Minter.
We did.
We interviewed Mike Minter. It's on Patreon right now. Check it out. All right. So, we have spoken to a lot of older players. We've spoken to, like Dave said earlier, Stephen Davis, Deshaun Foster,
Ricky Manning,
Ricky
Jr.
Manning, Mike Banter. We've spoken to a lot of guys, and we still continue to try to reach out to a lot of guys. Every guy you're thinking about, we probably tried. So we're just continuing to try, and it's a process. All right, Dave, real quick, let's talk about Steve Smith and his behavioral health urgent care facility that he's building right now. I think this is hella dope.
Mm-hmm.
This is hella dope. What's your thoughts on this, Dave?
You know, we always talk about NFL players and about the end goal about making it to the NFL Hall of Fame, but I think things like this kind of surpasses that, bro. Like, this is huge. This is a big deal. Particularly, like, mental health is always like especially in the Black community, it's always like a thing that we just don't want to reach out to. And it's crazy to think because I guess Miss USA just committed suicide, a recent Miss USA.
Did. Yes, she did.
From North Carolina.
From North Carolina, yep.
Went to school at the University of South Carolina, went to school at Wake Forest. So it hit homes for both Carolinas from that standpoint. And she jumped off the roof, jumped off her building of her apartment complex and killed herself.
Yep.
You know, like, you don't know what people are going through in life. You think they got it good, but it's not always the case. So I think this is great. I think this is awesome. I think it's something that we as a society never really taken serious enough. So it's great to see somebody like Steve Smith pushing forward to do something like this.
Yeah, no, I think it's dope. And just to give you an overview of what's going to happen, it's going to be called the Smith Family Behavioral Health Urgent Care, right? So the overview of what's going to happen. What is behavioral health urgent care? It's it's designated intervention treatment location, better known as behavioral health urgent care. It is an alternative to any community hospital emergency department where patients with urgent primary behavioral health needs will receive triage and referral. There's a bunch of different things. They've got some, I don't know if y'all want to read these off, but it says can receive persons under involuntary commitment from law enforcement, can provide a comprehensive clinical assessment 24/7, 365 for adults and children, can provide a psychiatric assessment with prescription for persons with mental health crisis, can provide a case management resulting in an appropriate referral to a community partner placement, can provide crisis stabilization and intervention for up to 23 hours per patient and can be longer if needed, can assist local DSS in caring for children 15 years old and up for extended period, can assist in referral for detox if medically necessary, can lower the number of necessary emergency department visits, and can be excellent discharge plan for hospital emergency rooms and inpatient units. Yo, that is crazy. Like, that's super dope, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's super dope, bro. Super dope, man. Listen, I told y'all Steve Smith was my favorite player, man. Still my favorite player of all time, Panthers player of all time. And just stuff like this, bro, is super dope, man. Just to see guys like that. And again, he's opening it here in Charlotte. And he talks about that in his press conference about how, you know, Charlotte and Mecklenburg County is his adopted home and how he wanted to give back to this community. Man, that's just super dope, bro. It's dope, man. Super dope. Sorry. But yeah. Any more thoughts on this, man?
Nah, shout out to him, man. This is a big deal. When I heard about it, I loved it. I really did, yo. So I'm happy. I'm happy that he pushed forward like this, and I'm happy that he's still giving to the community, even after his playing days, which is awesome to say the least.
Yep. He out here, man. Smitty's out here, bro. All right, let's move on. Dave, Stephon Gilmore has been promoted to the Pro Bowl roster. So we now have two members in the Pro Bowl. Brian Burns, Stephon Gilmore.
That is not shocking. He was the first alternate. Kind of disappointed Hassan didn't make it, but it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in that too. Hassan should definitely be in the.
He's the first alternate as well. So I mean, I guess I'm assuming it's based on injuries and who made the bowl too. So
correct. That is correct. And there probably might still be some more people that drop out or decide not to play. I don't know that, but the Panthers just tweeted about 26 minutes ago that Brian Burns is getting ready to go on his way to Vegas. So shout out to Brian Burns. Shout out to you know what's interesting though, Dave, with these two particular guys a lot of Panthers fans want these two guys out of here, which is very, very interesting to me. Some people don't want to re-sign Stephon Gilmore, and then some people are very critical of Brian Burns and his ability to stop the run. So it's just interesting. It's interesting.
You can mention all the hell you want. You gotta re-sign Gilmore. You have to.
Do we think so? Dave's a couple of questions in the chat. Do we think he deserved it?
Yeah.
I think reputation. Yeah, your reputation. You build that up. I think you kind of earned the benefit of
that doubt. That man was a defensive player of the year in 2019. When he came in, when he first came to Carolina, injured, he was making plays. He wasn't even 100% when he was making plays. He absolutely deserves it. Y'all are tripping. I understand. I wanted Reddick there just like everybody else does, but I think Reddick's issue was the fact that they put him in as a linebacker, and that makes it hard for him to get in. If they would have put him as an edge rusher, that would have probably been a different discussion. But they had him listed as a linebacker. So it's going to be hard to get in at linebacker. Very hard. So, considering and then you got to remember, too, the Pro Bowl is based on reputation and history.
It is.
It ain't like
it's
the
a
man got
picked. Contest. It's a popularity contest.
That man didn't get picked for first team for the starting. He was an alternate, and he deserves to go. He's still one of the best corners in the NFL, which is insane to me to think that you guys don't think this man should be re-signed. That is insane. Considering the young secondary that we have, you need that type of mentorship. He's better than everybody we got right now, and that's a fact. If you guys want Dante Jackson re-signed, you want this guy re-signed too, because Dante needs that type of mentorship. DC needs that type of mentorship. That cornerback room should be vicious. You got to re-sign this guy. You have to. So I don't understand. I don't get this. I don't get the fan base sometimes when it comes to certain players that need to come back. You can't. Established veterans are important, bro. And truth be told, you better hope he wants to come back. If you want to keep it a buck, I know his missus want to come back because she's from the area, and he is too. But look, man, let him be old. It's fine. There's folks that could play corner for a long time.
Yeah, I think I like Stephon, and I think he's definitely brings something to the room. I don't care. Listen, I did the whole sign walk, so I'm not going to reiterate my whole spiel on that. But go back and watch the sign walk, bro. All right, let's see. Let's talk about it, Dave. We have some new head coaches in the building. Some new head coaches. We now
some
have
coordinator coaches. Some
coordinators. Coaches. My bad. Position coaches. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said. Dave.
I know you want to roll out of here, bro.
I know. My bad. It's Floridian slip. Yeah, my bad, dog. But we have Chris Tabor, dog. Chris Tabor, the former special teams coach for the Bears, is now our special teams coach. Have you done some research on this kid? Do you know what's not kid? He's a grown ass man. But any thoughts on this cat?
He's a significant upgrade to what we had. He's had some pretty damn good special teams for Chicago.
Yeah. Nah, he's had 4. He spent the last 4 seasons with the Bears, and he has 7 years with the Browns as special teams coach. And so I guess he was even an assistant special teams coach for the Bears as well. The Bears under his watch have ranked in the top 10 of long time. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so in the past 2 years, the Bears special teams have ranked in the top 10. So we'll see what happens with special teams, bro. It matters. Our special teams unit has had some troubles. So
the 49ers proved during the playoffs that special teams matters, bro.
It matters, bro.
It matters. It matters, yo.
It definitely matters.
I think this was a pretty damn good hire. I thought this was a pretty good, considering the circumstances with Carolina right now. I thought this was a good hire. Now that being said, it might have been a situation where, he might have gotten fired after Nagy got let go. They probably fired everybody. So this was a good get. I'm cool with this hire.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't have an opinion either way. I think it could be a solid hire. we'll see. I need to see proof, bro. I know we've got some. You got McAdoo. You've got all these guys. What you gonna do with it? Now I do think it's important these guys have NFL experience. That checks the box, right? We talked about that with Matt Rule. You need to bring in some dudes that know what the hell they're doing. They got experience, and so he's done that. I mean, that checks a box. But can you get it done on Sundays? Does it translate to W's? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. That's what I care about. One more hire that we have. We've got James Campen, who was a former offensive line coach for the Texans. He was a former offensive line coach for the Packers. And so, he's had under his watch, he's had 7 Pro Bowl linemen. And he also, according to Panthers.com, has a habit of turning around late round picks into consistent performers. Right. And so we'll see what happens. Can he do that here?
Is this the Derek Brown hire? Is that what I'm hearing? Is this the Derek? Not the Derek Brown hire. The guy from Alabama. I'm so trash.
Deontay Brown.
Deontay Brown hire. Excuse me.
Yeah.
This is Deontay Brown hire.
Yeah, it could be to help him out. Now, I did watch the whole NFL Films thing that Aaron Rodgers did, and he's got a lot of respect amongst the NFL community. I got questions. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I got questions, bro.
I got questions.
Because
why you got questions?
This guy,
I like this hire too, by the way.
You like it, and it looked good on paper until I started digging. Dave. You know what happens when you start digging? You uncover things. You uncover things.
Out of too.
Exactly, Dave. So Dave, I go back a couple years with his most recent stint with the Houston Texans. Guess where the Houston Texans offensive line ranked?
Can't be worse than ours.
No, not worse than ours.
That's an improvement then.
29th. 29th, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
29th. So it's 29th. So the Houston Texans offensive line ranked 29th. Okay. They did have 11 different offensive linemen play at least 58 snaps through the season. And so they had some issues with some injuries.
You know what that means? That means he fits right in with us.
Exactly. And Dave, you know what's even more scarier? What's even more spooky, Dave? You want to know where he coached before he was with Houston?
Who?
The Chargers, Dave.
Oh, Lord.
The Chargers. And you want to know who did have a worse offensive line than the Carolina Panthers that year?
The Chargers.
The Chargers, Dave. The Chargers had the worst offensive line. That's what got Justin Herbert killed last year. And that's why they went out there and they picked up, you guessed it, Rashawn Slater. Okay? They were awful. That offensive line was awful last year. And you want to know who else was even more spooky, Dave? Pat Meyer also came from San Diego before we picked him up. And they were trashed in too.
Were they?
So
they were LA. They were LA at that point, weren't they?
Whatever. San Diego, LA,
Superchargers,
Anaheim, whatever, Oakland, wherever you want to be, they were. It is bad. It's bad. So, is he well respected? Sure. But I don't know, man. I got questions. Dave, before that, he was with, you guessed it, the Cleveland Browns. Right? Where did they run? You remember how good their offensive line is now? They didn't get good until after he left.
Well, Joe Thomas was on that line probably back then at that point.
Dave, they didn't get good as a unit till after he left.
All right. I'll take.
And he was ranked. The Browns were ranked 23rd.
That was better than what we got now. Shit, 23rd.
23rd.
Oh my God, this is gonna be.
He's worked. Yeah, you're right. You're right, bro. Nas, you're right. He's worked with some great ones in the past when he had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. That matters, okay? That matters. Your quarterback, who's behind your offensive line, matters. When you got an elite quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, it's gonna compensate some. It's gonna compensate for some of them woes, especially when you can move like Aaron Rodgers can.
Yeah, sure can.
That's just fact. So we'll see. I just had questions. And again, the same thing applies to McAdoo, right? The same thing applies to McAdoo, right? This is what you're gonna get when you're the Carolina Panthers, and you got a sticky situation. You're in a sticky situation. You can't have the best guys. You're not gonna get the best guys. So while this guy is uber respected across the league, I just got questions. That's all. And it don't matter to me at the end of the day. We'll see. If it translates to wins or loss, or excuse me, if it translates to wins, I don't give a shit. I don't care who the offensive line coach is. I just want W's.
In the grand scheme of things, that's what matters nowadays. Whether or not we getting them dubs. Oh God, you done took the win out of myself, bro. I'm gonna stand by my special teams coach. I'm gonna stand by how I feel about the special teams coach. Yo, man, like I gotta respond to this. I'm not a big Call of Duty player. You can hit me up at Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, anytime, any place. Hashtag these hands.
All right, so that's our coaches. Again, I think again, I'm gonna say this. Given the situation, I think these are the best. Some of the. It is what it is. They're the better hires you can get, given the situation. They're probably the best that Matt Rule can do, given the situation.
I still think they did it. I still think Rules did a pretty good job with the special teams.
No, I think he did good with. I think this guy is well respected. Campen. I think it was a good hire, but I just question some of the results. That's it. That's it. It is what it is. I could be wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. I have no problem being wrong. Just question the results. Hopefully, these new coaches it translates to W's, because that's all that matters. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's move on. Let's move on. That's all I got, Dave.
That's
you want to take some calls, or
let's take a couple calls. I got my scotch going. Let's take a couple calls.
Oh shit, Dave drinking.
I've been drinking, bro. I've been drinking.
I know what that means.
I got my ice cube popping. I'm out of ice though, so we're gonna get neat.
All right, give me a second before y'all call in. I gotta get rid of some of these tabs real quick, and I'm gonna have to reshare my screen. 2 seconds.
By the way, while he works in the 2 seconds, I just want to let you guys know that North Carolina A&T has the #1 track team in the country. I just want to let y'all know that.
They don't care about that.
I don't care what they don't care about. I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care what they don't care about.
Oh, man.
We had all these SEC schools. Come see us. Come see us on the track.
All right, give me 1 second. I got to reshare my screen before I open it up. Shout out to Corey, man. Patreon member and a super chat, bro. Appreciate that. Give me 1 second. Stop share. All right. Now you are free to call in. So Corey says this move just shows that. Go ahead.
Go ahead and read that. Go ahead. Sorry. Shout out to super chat.
Corey says this move shows that they aren't going to draft an offensive lineman or trade down. I believe that they believe they can fix our offensive line that we have now. Fit is going to take Pickett we actually picked 6th. So we'll see if Pickett is even there. He might go higher than what we're assuming. So I think Pickett is probably going to be the pick.
So
I have questions around, whether we can get some more draft capital. Go ahead.
Rashad, man, we're failing at the podcast right now, bro.
What's up?
Yo, we didn't wish Matt Rule a happy birthday.
Man, get out of here, bro. Here we go.
Call from
Cody.
What's good, bro?
Hey, yo, what's up, Panther Nation?
Man, we chilling, bro.
What's up, man?
Hey, that's cool. I just want to start out by saying I appreciate the content you put out and stuff. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you listening, man. We appreciate your support.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, I've been asking a lot of people that watch the draft and stuff. If Kyle Hamilton's available at 6, you taking him?
Yeah, Kyle is tough. Kyle is tough. Dave is saying yes.
Yep. I don't know if he can hear me or not, but yep.
I don't think he can hear you. But so Kyle Hamilton is tough. If he's there at 6, man, I think if you go on BPA, you truly stick to BPA, then you probably taking Kyle Hamilton at 6.
if we before he talks,
hold on, Dave. You got to wait, Dave. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Did we lose him?
Hello?
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, no, I thought Dave was gonna say something. I can't hear him, so.
Yeah, no, you good. Keep going. What was you gonna say?
I don't know. I think we take BPA at that point if Kyle Hamilton's available. Like, I think people need to understand that offensive line is not our only need. You know, like we still need safety help, linebacker help, even edge help, maybe another defensive tackle. You know, we don't just need offensive line.
Yeah, I agree there, and I think that people also have to remember that free agency helps set up the draft, right? So. I don't think left tackle is the biggest need. Like I said, I feel like Christensen deserves an opportunity to play a full season at left tackle to see what we have. Now, if an Evan Neal is there, if it's between Evan Neal and Kyle Hamilton, that's a tough decision. But I'm also factoring in the other, like, is what trade package are we going to get? Like, there's so many factors into this that need to be considered. And we have to see how it happens draft night. But yeah, no, I agree. If Hamilton is there, bro, he's tough. He's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough. Any other questions?
No, I don't think so. That's about it. I was just curious to see what you'd say.
No, yeah, I think it's a tough scenario, bro. But yeah, I can definitely see us taking him at 6.
Oh, well. That's a good deal. Thank you very much.
All right, bro. Go ahead, Dave.
So here's my thing, bro. If Kyle Hamilton is there at 6 and we don't trade out of that pick, that's the pick, bro. Not a doubt in my mind. That's the pick. Considering how this coaching staff's been operating, this coaching staff has shown us that they'll talk about how they need to fix something, and they're going to put more forth of an effort to try to fix the offensive line through free agency than the draft. So I think if Kyle Hamilton is sitting there at 6 and we not able to trade out of that pick, that's the pick. And I could see us take Pickett too, but I think, with his hand issue, I think Kyle Hamilton is going to probably be the likely scenario.
Yeah, no, but you also got to remember that Matt Rule recruited Pickett too. So hand size aside, all that shit, he wanted Pickett before. So I think that probably still going to remain. I think I can definitely see Pickett taken at 6.
Unless if Ben McAdoo says that Pickett's the best quarterback in this draft, and we don't know if that's the case yet, but if McAdoo says it, then I could see it. But if not, or if McAdoo says he doesn't think there's a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen in this draft, then they might be forced to roll with Darnold, which what I think they should do anyway. Considering the other, we didn't really get into the quarterback conversations and things of that sort. I have absolutely no interest in us trading for some of these guys that I'm hearing. I don't want Darnold. I don't want Baker Mayfield. I don't want Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't want none of these guys. And anybody higher than that is going to cost us way too much. Like Watson's going to cost us 3 first-round picks. Deshaun Watson's going to cost us a couple first-round picks. Like, I have no interest in none of these guys because of the cost. So for me, I'm rolling with what we got and let Rule try to figure this out. Darnold should be able to be competitive in this division without Tom Brady and Sean Payton coaching. Like, he should be able to beat some of these guys if you want to keep it a buzz. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, so Leon, I have not seen this. I've seen the tweet adding him. I haven't seen the tweet.
Well, did you see Sheena's tweet?
No, I have not seen. No.
Sheena had a tweet to the effect of that a very close source says that Coach Rule told Eli Apple that he'll never play in the league again after they cut him.
Oh shit. So what did Eli Apple say? I want to know what I'm looking for. On Twitter.
I don't know, but I think a lot of folks
see what he said.
A lot of folks think that Sheena's very close source is very close. Maybe him himself, but I don't know. I just, Eli, if a coach tells you that you can't play again in this league, bro, I mean, that's all I need to hear.
Yo, he letting cats have it on Twitter, bro. Like he is, yo, shout out to Eli Apple, man. He is letting dudes have it.
According to it, shout out to Sheena for Quick Blitz. According to a very close source, when Eli Apple was cut from the Panthers, Rule told him he would never play anywhere again.
That's crazy.
Call from
Noe.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What up?
What up? How you doing?
What's good, bro?
Not much. I wasn't able to hear the previous callers before me, so apologies if someone's already asked this question. But how much do you think the reports are true, or do you think it's a bunch of BS? Once Harbaugh gets hired by the Vikings, part of me is like, Matt Rule's already hired these 3 coaches. It'll be hard for me to see him leave, but the desperate side of me is like, please, I hope these reports are true, but just wanted to see what you guys think once. Because also we have to remind ourselves it's not guaranteed that Rule is the only person in play for that job, but it's almost looking like it's pretty much done deal. He'll be back for year 3, but just trying to see what you guys would think would happen if they were in the scenario they do reach out once Harbaugh's hired by the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he. I always thought that he is. He's gonna stick around for year 3. When he didn't take those other jobs at the time when those jobs were available. If he didn't leave then, I didn't think he was gonna leave. So I think he's locked in. Like you said, he hired his coaches. I think there's no chance he leaves.
Yep. That's what it's looking like. All right, guess we're going to suffer through this. I'll be interested when the schedule drops. And I guess for me, last thing I'll say is the best thing I can hope for is just Fitterer gets a little more say this time around, because I think we're entering the last year of Matt Rule. Hopefully, worst case scenario is, we overachieve somehow. He gets a 4th year, and then the 4th year ends up being more like year 1 and year 2. So,
yeah,
fingers crossed he's out of here sooner rather than later. But I appreciate y'all as always.
All right, bro. Thanks.
Thanks, Nolan.
Dave, you want to address that?
Look, man, when there's smoke, there's fire, bro. I could see it happening. I could see the McAdoo hire being about the fact that he has head coaching experience. So I wouldn't be shocked if he make the decision.
Y'all boys letting y'all wants and needs and desires of getting Matt Rule out of here blind y'all from reality, dog.
Bro, if Michigan walks up to Matt Rule and be like, we'll pay you $15 million a year to run our program, he's leaving.
Bro, he got guaranteed money from Rule. He could go chill on South Beach somewhere for the next 7 years or whatever. He's got one thing, bro. Money ain't the issue, bro.
Fam, dog.
Money ain't, he's got pay, he got guaranteed money in his contract.
If they offer that man, like, this ain't Mike Tomlin. He ain't gonna be the never say never but never guy. All right. If they offer that man a bag, they'll pay his buyout. He'll leave.
Don't let your you want Matt Rule so Matt Rule to leave so bad.
It's not about that, bro. Because I'm the same guy that'll say if he wins the division, he's safe. But I think that if a college team comes with the right bag, he'll leave. There's not a doubt in my mind that he'll leave. Dude, you can't be thinking a straight face that he doesn't know that he's pretty much on the hot seat, bro.
Timing matters. It's not just a win. Just because a job becomes available, it's timing matters, bro.
Dog, it ain't just a job, bro. But it's not. But
I know what Michigan
is. Job.
Timing matters. Timing.
Dog,
timing matters, bro.
Michigan don't open up every day.
Timing matters.
Power rankings. What's the best jobs in college football? Where does Michigan rank?
Shit, hell if I know. It's up there. You damn right it's up there.
It's up there.
Who's to say he wants that? Who's to say he wants that kind of job? Who's to say he wants that kind of pressure?
You think it's more pressure than the NFL?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speaking out loud. Here we go. Hold on.
And they get
Call
paid more money
from
too.
Humidity Fitness Beaufort, home of CrossFit Humidity.
What's that?
You can go and get rid of that.
Yo.
Hello?
Yeah, what up?
Wow, that was somebody?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, man, what's up, y'all, man? First of all, thanks for letting me on the show.
Yeah,
All
no
right,
problem. No problem.
I give y'all a lot of money, so
Hey, we appreciate that.
yeah, man. So I know we've been talking a lot about the draft, and my biggest thing is this: I'm not necessarily I'm a Matt Rule fan, but what do you think Matt is going to honestly need to do to save his job, if that makes sense?
Yeah, there's one thing. There's one thing he has to do, and that's make the playoffs.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Bottom line,
that's it. Make
the playoffs, and you're safe. He cannot do anything less than that.
Yeah, I feel you. But I mean, do you think it's going to be one of those scenarios where Fitterer's going to have to trade down? I mean, because obviously he's shown that he's done it in the past. I mean, we're going to obviously have the Bowl line, but
I don't know what that means as far as the draft. But people need to understand that this Fitterer and this whole staff is about to be as super aggressive in free agency. They're going to try to do whatever it takes to ensure that we can make the playoffs. Right? They're not just going like people. This is what frustrates me a lot is people don't understand. Like they're not just going to lay down and say, "Oh, let's enter the Bryce Young sweepstakes." That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. They are going to put their best foot forward in free agency. They're going to put their best foot forward in the draft. Whatever they have to do, whether it's taking Kenny Pickett, whether it's whatever you name it. Whatever they have to do that's going to put them in the best scenario to win, that is what they're going to do. So I expect them to be aggressive. They're going to fill all the holes that they can, and this roster is going to be set and good to go come week one. And they're going to Matt Rule's got to coach his ass off. Go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just saying, the only thing that worries me, and I'm a big Fitterer fan. I've been a Fitterer fan since he came onto the staff. But the big thing that worries me is, his time in Seattle. He was straight up just focused on secondary. It looked like he focused on secondary and defense. And, Seattle's always known to not have the greatest O-line. And I'm afraid that he's going to kind of still have those Seattle tendencies where he wants to bolster secondary like a la Kyle Hamilton and then, maybe go linebacker after that, where I don't know if he just did they not realize what we're having in the O-line, that the issues we're having, or do they trust that Brady can make that jump, year two? Are they going to stick with that Pat F line in the center? Those things, it scares me, man, but I'm not saying I won't. I'm not like one of those just banging on the table for Rule to be gone, because I'm not saying I'm a big Rule fan, but I do believe you kind of have to give him a little chance. I'm just wondering that is Fitterer going to, kind of get out of his own way and do what he says he's going to do and bolster that O-line, because obviously we know we need that.
Yeah. So I think that in regards to your Seattle comments, and you got to remember he didn't have full control. Like he wasn't the GM. Yeah. Right? They got other folks that actually had the job. Like he might have been doing scouting and all that good stuff, and he wasn't the guy there. So we can't really put. Of course, we use it as a source of maybe direction, but we can't say that that's exactly what he's going to do, right? So because we don't know, we don't know. He's in another situation, and ultimately, he has to answer to Matt Rule. Matt Rule, it's already been said out there by Joe Person. Matt Rule has roster control, right? He has last roster say. So whatever Matt Rule wants, that's what Fitterer goes out and gets. So whatever, it really goes back to Matt Rule. And can he execute with what he has? And that's where I get concerned, is because you had Brady Christensen. You had a left tackle that performed well, and you couldn't put him in the right positions to succeed. You have a Deontay Brown. Maybe your offensive line isn't as bad as we think. Like everybody's screaming offensive line, left tackle, offensive line. Maybe it's not as bad as we think. Maybe the answer is, I know this might be overrated, and we heard this 1,000 times, but maybe the answer legitimately is actually on the roster this time. Maybe it is.
Maybe it's just scheme or something.
He's got to coach it. He's got to coach it. Yeah, exactly. So we don't know, and so that's my biggest concern is that we may have the talent, but can you coach it? Right now, as far as Eflin goes and Paradis, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure again. We got to see what happens in free agency. Free agency is gonna set up the draft, and if we go into that draft with limited holes, like if we have an offensive line, we have a decent safety, we have a linebacker. If we can fill those holes, I can 1,000% see them going to pick up Kenny Pickett. Now, my concern with that moving forward is that, fam, what if Matt Rule is gone? Like, what if Matt Rule doesn't make the playoffs? What if he doesn't make the playoffs, and then we have a rookie quarterback sitting here? We have to find a new coach that wants to work with that quarterback, and then you get in this never-ending cycle. So that's my concern. I project a little bit. I think I overanalyze and think too far out sometimes. Maybe I got to live in the moment, but that's just my opinion. I think I don't know. It's an interesting conundrum though, for sure.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm gonna let y'all guys go, but by far, y'all have the best content out there, man. Like for real.
Appreciate that.
That's why I give y'all money, man. I watch y'all all the time. My wife yells at me about watching y'all, but
who is this, by the way? I didn't get who this was. Who is this?
Corey.
Oh, okay, Corey. Gotcha. Appreciate that, Corey.
Appreciate
it. You do give us a lot of money, dog. You
do.
Check.
But y'all are good, man. Keep up the good work, guys, and I'm gonna keep watching y'all's content, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, bro.
All right, have a good night, guys.
All right, Dave, you want to address any of that? What was said? I'm gonna cut the calls for right now.
Man,
oops.
I don't know what to think with how this team. Like, I want this team to succeed, right? But it's the looming situation with Rule that makes me so concerned. And that's why I want you guys to hear the Marquis Haynes interview, by the way. I really do. I'm here to push the Patreon some more because I really want you guys to hear this Marquis Haynes interview that we did earlier today. I think I'm not a big fan of us taking Pickett only because I don't know the status of Rule. And it could turn into a Matt Nagy situation where he could be one and done, even with him drafting a quarterback. And I don't think that's fair to Pickett if we took him. So.
Real quick, Dave, speaking of Patreon, let me shout out to a bunch of new Patreon members, dog. So shout out to Sam Bethea. Appreciate you signing up to be a free agent. Shout out to Omar Taylor, who started out as a free agent, but then quickly edited that joint up to a franchise player. So we appreciate you there. Shout out to LaCourtney, new free agent. Shout out to Jason Blair, another franchise player. Shout out to Cam Davis. Shout out to Cam Davis signed up as a free agent. Shout out to Hunter Bradshaw, also signed up as a free agent. Dave, I got a lot of names to add. Please, I got a lot of names to add. Don't let me forget, because they will crucify me in the chat if I forget. So appreciate all those. We're trying to get to 100 Patreon members. That would be super dope. So if y'all, again, you can join it as low as $3. We would greatly appreciate that. Is there a bigger tier than MVP? No. I can make one. I can make one just for you, All Grid. I can make one for you. It could be like the elite of elite, and it'd be like $100 if you want to drop that much. Or what you can do is you can prepay your MVP membership. So you can prepay. So you can do it whatever you want, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If this happens, I'm gonna cry. I'm going to cry. I'm gonna cry. I really am. I saw what Detroit did. I saw what the Dolphins did to us with him as the head coach. I'll cry.
I knew I should have went to Mobile, man. I would have got all the tea.
I know it's all right, man, but you can't do it, man.
I'm
family first, bro.
Yeah, family first, man. But it's all good. But yeah, man. Shout out to the Saints, man. They can't keep Flores.
Dog, if they get Flores, I'm gonna be hurt. All this whole thing about Rule having an opportunity to win a division, that shit's out the window.
It's not gonna be good.
Yo, because Flores is gonna get a quarterback. And I know exactly the one that they're gonna go get. Do you know who they're gonna get?
No. Joe Brady?
Exactly. Nah, Deshaun Watson.
Oh, quarterback. My bad.
Quarterback, bro.
Joe Brady gonna be OC too.
I stand by it. Flores go wherever Flores goes is where Deshaun Watson's going, bro. I'm sticking to my guns.
That would be terrible.
Dog,
well, I don't think they can make it. They got a lot of cap.
Dog.
I don't know if they can make it work.
They'll make it work. It'll just be Deshaun Watson by himself with 3 linemen and no defense.
We'll see.
They'll make it work. If they can get him, they'll make it work. They could trade Slant Boy over there somewhere. They'll make it work.
Slant Boy is funny. Y'all calling that grown ass man Slant Boy.
That's what they call him.
No, I know.
That's what they
All
call
right.
him.
So Dave, I got to get out of here, man, because your boy got to go to work. I haven't been in the office in months, so I actually got to go. Yeah,
I've been going in. I've been pretty much going in every day. I am teleworking tomorrow though. I'm teleworking tomorrow because I got some things coming into the mail tomorrow, so I got to be here to sign. So I will be working from home tomorrow, and I want to
get smart
money. Huh?
You can't hide money.
Nah, man, I got an arcade machine coming tomorrow.
Which one you got now? You ain't got enough room for all that, Dave.
I'm a fine room for this one. This is the Neo Geo joint. This is the Neo Geo joint. 50 games in one. The Neo Geo NVSX. You know what I'm saying? Got all my fighters in that joint. Got my sports games. Got my it's gonna be lit, yo. I'm looking forward to getting that joint. The only thing I might regret is that I didn't buy the whole thing. I didn't buy the joint with the riser. I just bought the base. So it's just a base that's already hooked up. Then I got another one coming later this week. It's the Miss Pac-Man that I could hang on the door. So like I got a couple other arcades to come up in this joint. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna be done. I am done buying like the full-fledged arcade one-ups because them joints are like $700 now. I can't be out here spending that money on them joints. As much as I want that Killer Instinct one, though, I really want the Killer Instinct one, but I can't do it. So I'm gonna get my knee because see, man, as a kid, I always wanted a Neo Geo, but I could never convince my family, my parents, or my grandparents to spend $700 on $800 on a gaming system and then $200 per game. Like that was back, Neo Geo was kind of crazy with the prices back then. And let me be clear, I do not have the Soulja Boy console. I have no interest in getting the Soulja Boy console.
Man, you need to get that joint, Dave. Stop playing.
I'm good, bro. That's just
support black businesses, man.
Nah, I'm good. Not that one. Nah, not that one.
All right, so I'm getting out of here, man. Listen, this was fun. Make sure y'all stay tuned because I'm gonna be dropping a lot of content. I'm gonna be collecting all of the video I can find from the Senior Bowl, and so stay tuned, bro. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good stuff. But that being said, make sure that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, and then join Patreon. We close. I think we added like how many members we added today, bro? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's 7 plus 78, Dave?
85.
So now we 15 folks away. I think we got a couple people canceling. So
man.
Yeah, so 70.
I can stay with $3.
We'll be 85, bro. 85, man. 85. So 15 more. All right. That being said, we out, man. Appreciate y'all support. We love y'all. This is dope. We out.
See y'all next week.
Shout out to Dave for staying true to his non-Panther gear too. This dude ain't put on a piece of Panthers gear since he said it. So shout out to you.
Listen, the only reason why this hoodie's still on is because A, it's cold down in my basement, and B, I had this on for Marquis Haynes. Because under this is an A&T shirt. Shout out to the Track Squad.
Aggie Pride.
Let's keep it a buck.
All right, man. We out. We'll holler at y'all.
All right. Peace, guys.
Peace.